Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna go over my farming setup. This is a question I've been asked in the YouTube comments. So, what am I using for farming? How am I getting this much, that many like elven capitals and stuff like that? And how am I farming all this power with my character to get rank 1? Well, first of all, the first metric is playing a lot. The more you play, the more you are rewarded in this game. But taking apart the time played, let's go over what I'm doing exactly. So I am using chance to spawn another elite gear. Okay, so what this does is that every time that you kill an elite, there's a chance that another one will spawn. Slugs are considered elites. Elites are considered elites. Amadora snails are considered elites as well. So there are many elites that are like real elites or Amadora snails and stuff like that. But there's also some other elites that are not considered real elites. Stuff like Messadian bats, the sky monsters, even though they have like a yellow name on top of their head. These type of things, they just come with time. You'll learn which elites are the real ones and which are not. If you haven't noticed yet, all the elites in the game are like small version of bosses. Or rather, bosses are big version of elites. But yeah, anyways. I have it on my helm. I have a double roll on my bracers, so this is giving me 20% instead of only 10. I have it on my amulet, and I've got another 20% on my boots. This means that for me, instead of being limited to like 40% with these 4 pieces, I have 20 here and 20 here, so it gives me 60% chance to spawn an elite. I have been running this for quite a while now. I've tested 20 elite, 20 container, 30 elite, 10 container. How this works is that the container chance. Okay, so let's go over this. Chance to spawn a container when killing an elite. This is just like a flat like 10% chance on elite kill to spawn a container. So this can be good, but because of the mechanic that makes you drop containers faster on elite kill at the end of the rupture, this is basically only good really at the beginning of the rupture. It might be good if you have like crazy gear with like, you know, like maybe like 50, 60, 60% elite chance, and then you add in another 20% chances to drop a container. So you get like crazy chances to spawn elites and also get containers. But ultimately what I am doing and what I recommend anyone to do is just start with 40% elite, and then if you can get more, just get more. But start with just 40% elite. Okay, so now what I'm doing is right now I'm farming Cabarian swamps. I'm farming this because I want to get my scrolls, right? There are certain islands here that are just better in terms of how much essence you get per map. They are fairly similar, but there are certain maps that are worse. It's like you're removing the RNG of getting a bad map. But yeah, if you want this, I'll link a spreadsheet down below, which is Sorty's spreadsheet. Anyways, right now I'm farming level 249, and I am running infused ruptures. If you happen to have some tokens here, some fortune tomb tokens, I have 142. You get those mainly by always having ancient runic keys and opening chests in your ruptures and running the 10 minutes of your rupture to get as many containers as possible, right? So what I'm doing right now, I need scrolls for Cabarian Swamp to be able to get bridge keys to be able to farm Archeon. So I'm going to infuse it. Cost me one infused beetle. And I'll look at the mods that I have here. So when you do this, this guy at the beginning of the rupture spawns. Try your fortune. It costs 1 token. You do it. Gain double essence is excellent. Gain double elite containers is also excellent. Double tears is also pretty good. It's almost like 1.5 times the essence if you are active in your play style. But the best one is probably double essence, or if you are farming health containers on every single container spawn. So there's always a bonus and there is a negative side. So no lifesteal, enemies deal double damage, cannot use potions. I don't care about any of these. Sometimes it can be tricky if you're based off of lifesteal and it removes your lifesteal, or health regen and it removes your health regen, stuff like that, right? But anyways, I go with double essence because that's the best one available for me right now. So the main thing I'm trying to do is, well, most of the time I am AFK. to be honest. I like semi-AFK or I'm all tabbed out. You might be watching a series on Netflix. You might be watching some animes. You might be watching, you know, like just chilling in Twitch chat and like talking with me or something like that. And the first 5 minutes and a half, just about, don't really matter that much. But as you get further into Rupture, there is what I call this like this progressive chance to get a container on elite kill. Your first elite kill will always drop you a container, and then it starts a timer. I don't know exactly what this timer is based on. In one of my previous videos, I said that it was based off of time spent in the Rupture, but after further testing, I've realized that it's not only time spent in the Rupture, right? It can be other things, or it has to be other things, because sometimes I get the guaranteed chance to spawn a container every 3 seconds at like 4:30, sometimes at 5 minutes, sometimes at 2 minutes. So something else is at play here. But as you get further and further in the Rupture, you should feel like you're getting more containers on average on elite kill. Like, it takes you less time. So how I think this works, in infused Ruptures, I did not really test in non-infused. In infused Rupture, the first elite you kill spawns a container. Then you have a 45-second cooldown before you are guaranteed another container on your next elite kill. This is separate from the chance to spawn a container from the monograms that you can get on your gear, right? If you have like 10% chance to spawn a container, that is separate from this system. Also, I believe that there is a 1% chance, or just about, to spawn a container just like the monogram would. That is also separate from this system. So every 45 seconds, well, every 40. When you start a Rupture, after 45 seconds, that's your first cooldown that gives you access to another guaranteed container. It gets lower and lower and lower as the Rupture goes, whether it is based on elite kills, container dropped, essence gained, time spent, a random amount of things amongst this, or maybe it's just a random freaking number that the game gives you. When you open the Rupture. It says, okay, in this Rupture you will get, you know, the guaranteed containers every 3 seconds at 3 minutes or something. But I'm gonna try to show you here what I'm doing. I'm also not grabbing all containers. There are some containers that I'm avoiding. For example, these containers which contains offense, I will not grab them. These containers with the purples, the containers. If you want to have a list of all the containers that I'm avoiding, go check out my container video and why you should not grab all containers. So now let's try to notice at what time I am actually proccing these containers. Keep in mind that the elites from the tears, they only drop the guaranteed container of the tear, and tears cannot drop all types of containers. Tears can only drop certain types. They drop offense, they drop purple items, they drop yellow items. Basically all bad containers. Okay, so here at 6:16, we dropped a container. So all of these slugs and all of the most of these elites here, you see how I can have like sometimes some chains of elites. So I get one, I spawn another one. That was my 60% chance to spawn a container. So it was at 6:15, right? So now we are at 5:50. Let's see if this one drops us a container. Yeah, so we got one at 5:45, right? So from 15 to 45. So 45, 55, 05. That was 30 seconds cooldown between the container. At about like 5 minutes something remaining. So it took us 30 seconds to spawn one. And the reason why elite spawn on kill is so good is because at the end of the Rupture, hopefully I can showcase it here. 520 in one container. Hopefully I can showcase it here. At the end of the Rupture, because the cooldown is only like 3 or 4 seconds to spawn a container guaranteed on every elite kill, well, you spawn way more containers, right? Not only this, but because you spawn more elites, this means that you're farming more essence to turn in at the end of the Rupture, right? I'm grabbing the resources, all these resources. So your number one priority for containers is going to be Elven Fragments. Elven Fragments are your top priority, especially as you get higher in Rupture levels, because the Rupture level is a multiplier of the loot that is contained in containers. I believe that about at Rupture 179 is a sweet spot where you should be always re-rolling for fragments at the end of the Rupture, nothing else. I think past 170, like at 179 and above, you always re-roll for fragments. It should make sense mathematically. I did the math on it. I won't share like all the details about it, but like it should technically be better. I don't know if my math is absolutely correct, but because there's like a lot of factors at play here, right? Every reroll is like 50 essence less, and then the price increase every 3 rerolls for the containers in the container exchange. But around that time, you should definitely reroll, in my opinion. Okay, let's see. We're at 340. Let's see if we get these containers here. Let's see if we get these containers on these lady kills. So something that I do once I get low on time like this, which is especially true if I'm farming health containers, because at some point you will want to have more health to be able to survive, and you will want to start farming some health containers. Okay, let's see. On this one, okay, 312. Let's see this one. Okay, yes, we did proc it. It didn't make any noise because it was the pet container, but we did proc another one. Okay, 255. And you wait a little bit. You kill this other one. Boom, 250. Another container. Well, this Quixocar is gonna die because that's the. Oh yes, at 3 minutes remaining, there's usually a Quixocar that spawns. Bridge scrolls are really good as well. So here, what I'm doing, if I'm trying to get as many containers as possible, I will try to space out my kills of elites so that I always have a constant flow of elites on the map to be able to get as many containers as possible. So I'll kill this one. Boom. This one will drop me another container. Because I have elite spawn, it spawns another one. This one will drop me a container. And etc., right? So I try to keep elites always on the map. This is if you want to do an active playstyle. You could just ignore this and, you know, just... If you're AFK, you will still not kill all the elites at the exact same time. Maybe you can find a sweet spot. But this is what I am doing. If I am trying to fully maximize my gains off of every Rupture... Like, I'm not using auto attack now. Like, in the last 4 minutes and a half. Because I want to spawn as many containers. So as you can see, every 3-4 seconds, I'm spawning a container from the elite. So yeah, that's basically my way of, you know, trying to get as many resources as possible. As many Elven keys as possible as well per Rupture. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. This is something that not that many people know about, the, like, progressive chance to get containers, guaranteed containers on every single elite kill, assuming that you are killing them with like 3-4 seconds in between. Some point you reach that point. It is the lowest that it can go. I don't think you can. Yeah, I don't think I've never seen it go any lower. And yeah, that's how you maximize your gains. Especially noticeable in health run health containers with Ruptures that you only drop health containers in infused. This is especially noticeable. Like you can get over 100 containers if you get like 2 Quixocars and you do this, you get like about 100 containers per run. It's like actually pretty great. And I will go to the boss at about like between 30 and 15 seconds, depending on where, at what Rupture level and how's your damage compared to the boss fights. Something I also try to do sometimes if I'm farming a Rupture that is slightly higher is maybe I start spamming my primary starting at like 2 minutes instead of my secondary. So instead of spamming Chaos Mine, I would do Discharge. And I would keep my charge, my charge Chaos Mine to deal double damage on the boss. So that I can like nuke him faster. But here, I don't really need it. You can also save, you know, like these elites that spawn from the boss. Boom, another container, another elven frag. Easy. So that is what I do to and here I will reroll, right? Boom. Few rerolls. If I did not get this one right, like at this moment, sometimes I reroll 8, 9, 10 times to get these. But most of the time it doesn't take you that much to get these elven frag. So that is how you farm. Well, that is how I farm. How I suggest you try farming as well is with using elite spawns. Also at the end here, okay. At the end here, what am I doing with the gear? So my filter is set up so that I'm only finding the affixes that I want to slam into my gloves, right? I will just lock the pieces that are slammable pieces. I log them up. I disenchant everything else. Sword this. I don't go to town. I just go again. Boom, boom, infuse. Start another rupture. Efficiency is key. Town is lava. You wanna get as much elite spawn as possible on your gear. So the 4 pieces again: helm, amulet, bracers, and boots. And yeah, that's how you farm in Dwarven Realm. I don't think I forget anything. I hope you learned something in this video as to how to maximize your efficiency with farming, and if you want to have an active playstyle, how to get more containers per rupture. So that's gonna be it for today. I'll see you guys all in the next.